Not just
Oh
yet.
my goodness, these powerful women. These are my mentor, guys. These are the people that have helped me grow, not only myself, but my business, and just amazing women right here. Knowing them for only, what was it, like not even a year that I've known you guys. Oh my gosh, we become like, they become a family. I call her my mom. She's my second mom. And so it's just, you guys definitely need to stick around to talk to them afterwards and ask them any questions you guys might have, because these leaders right here are amazing. We've been talking a lot about entrepreneurship and income and freedom and all that kind of stuff. What made you realize entrepreneurship wasn't just about income and about freedom?
I'll answer. I'll go first. About income and freedom. I think entrepreneurship for me, I a lot like Vanessa's story earlier, I got a lot of exposure to entrepreneurship at a very young age. By the time I was 12 years old, 13 years old, I was running my own coffee stand. My mom made a deal with me that she would give me 50% of whatever revenue I brought in, and I was out there hustling hard. And this is before Starbucks came into play, right? Because I had to sell like $5 coffees to people that were usually used to just getting like $2 coffees, right? But it was pivotal for me because as I went to school, I started to see that school was not designed for entrepreneurs, and it didn't teach a lot about finances and a lot of the real world stuff that I was learning in my mom's coffee shop. And my mom had struggled with some mental illness, so I was the one that was literally running the whole entire coffee shop at 12, 13, 14 years old. So I got amazing entrepreneurship exposure. But I also realized was you had a lot of time freedom. So even though as I got older, I did try 9 to 5 work. I did try it, guys. Don't tell anybody though, okay? I tried it, and I just remember it was just really, really hard on my mindset because I just kept thinking, what they're paying me to work here for an hour, I could actually be making quadruple of it on my own, if I did something on my own. And I realized really quickly that there were just businesses or working for somebody else was not designed to give you or create wealth in your life. So for me, it was about impact. What can I do with the skills and talents that God gave me in my life, and how can I give that back into society, and how can I impact others with the things that I'm blessed with, right? That's number one. And the other thing was freedom, right? So the freedom to choose what I do with my time, the freedom of decision, and the freedom, most importantly, guys, is creativity. The freedom of creativity. When you go work for somebody else, it's all about what they want and what their creativity says. But all of us in this room, we were designed for so much more, and it was not designed to give somebody else your creativity, but not to go all the way to the roof with yours, right? There is no cap and there is no ceiling for you, every single person in this room. So I want you to understand that. Faten, take it away.
For me, the freedom portion of it, becoming an entrepreneur, is because I was a stay-at-home mom, and I needed to do something from home so I could tend to my kids and to my home. And it was easy for me, and I wanted to show my kids that, hey, listen, you could do whatever you want, what you put your mind to. It could be possible. Sky's the limit, or actually there is no limit.
Yeah, there is.
There is no limit. So for me, that was the main thing for me, is showing my children that they could have their own businesses, become entrepreneurs, and that's what I wanted to bring to the youth of today as well, to teach them that it's possible, because throughout this journey, as adults, we also have hardships, and we need a mentor, and we need guidance. And so we want to give that to the youth of today, to show them that they can do whatever they put their mind to when it comes to building a business, to having a confidence, to be fearless, to know that it's okay to fail, because it's the failures that teach us what we were doing that wasn't right, and how we could fix it. And they have the support that from somebody like us in the nonprofit arena for that.
And I do want to kind of piggyback off this, just because I do know Faten's story. We're business partners outside of our foundation and our nonprofit organization here with Y.E.S. We're also business partners with Entrepreneurial Empire as well. And so, I really want to peek into her life as well. She said she was a stay-at-home mom, but she also realized there was a point where she realized that she wanted to give more of herself and give back and also feel that value for herself as well.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
definitely.
And I mean, both of you guys have just been pouring into the generation. I mean, doing the mentorship program and being a part of all that and really pouring into these kids. You know, what mindset shift are you trying to plant in this generation?
Ooh. So my biggest thing from being an entrepreneur from a very, very young age and just really being able to create now those systems, that pathway that actually produces massive revenue for every single person that we work with, really it's about that shift in that mindset. A lot of people go into entrepreneurship and it's about that hustle, but it's changing that hustle of survival and coping to like legacy, to strength in what you're building. And so for me, it's about that mindset shift that you're building something that is potentially going to be your legacy, and you're building with impact, you're building with value. And like our other speakers talked about today, it's not just about making money, it's about doing something again with your talents and your gifts, but also doing it in a way that it's impacting others and growing from that and growing with your businesses and everything that you're doing. So it's that mind shift. You are not in survival mode. You are not in hustle mode. This is not about hustle. It's providing value. It's providing enough value that people see you as a differentiator in the marketplace.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off of that. It's providing value. Know that each of you have an idea. It's a great idea. And how can you implement it into society? How can you help how can you help society grow? Any idea that you have, it'll make a difference in some way or another. Our stories we have a story to tell, and we tell that story through the work that we do. And so you always have to understand that there's something out there for you, and that it's going to help make a change and a difference, no matter what it is. Even selling bracelets. Yeah. So young kids will be so happy it's a bracelet that they like, or you're selling food, or you're selling dresses, or cookies, or muffins, whatever it is. So, people are going to be happy to purchase from you, to support you, and to help you, because that's what it's all about. It's the support.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, I mean, think about it. A lot of us, we jump into, let's say what she's saying, selling bracelets or selling a product. And a lot of us jump into these entrepreneurial ventures, and we're trying to run off a system that really wasn't designed for us as individuals. It was designed for somebody else. That method worked for them for whatever reason. And why are we trying to fit into that method? It's about customization, taking ownership, but also what we're teaching, we teach our clients, but we also teach the generation of youth that we work with in our nonprofit space. We're teaching them about redesigning what that pathway looks like for them. So what your path looks like for you and what worked for you might not work for the next person next to you, okay? And so what we really take a deep dive to make sure how does your path look? How is that going to align with where you're trying to go? And like Lenny Walls talked about, is when you know what direction you want to go, you know where you want to be, making those decisions is going to be a lot easier. So it's about customizing what that pathway is going to look like for you. So also redesigning those systems, and you do not have to fit in the mold of somebody else that went before you. It's about recreating that and being the creator of your own destination.
Yeah, and just like how you guys were talking about how you guys are helping the youth create their own paths, we have a lot of young entrepreneurs here in the house today.
Yes.
Who here is younger than 13?
Woo!
How many can you
Raise your hand. Stand up. Stand up boldly. Who are the 13? Stand up. Stand up. Yes, we got one right there. Oh, I spy a 12-year-old. Do I spy an 11-year-old? Right there.
You are in the right space, and you guys are literally hearing firsthand about, what we do and how we can help you guys. So by the time, I started at 19, you're going to start by the time you're 10. So it's like, you're starting early, you're starting now. And then how do you guys prepare these youth to handle success when it shows up this early?
Faten, you want to answer that one? Okay. Well, I think preparing them to protect what they're building, right, and take it serious. This is not just something they thought of. Your thoughts and the creativity that you're building behind it, it isn't just a fly by night or a here by there. It is something that's important. And what we're teaching them is to really create value behind everything that they're building, but to protect what they're building. And how do we protect what we're building? We teach emotional maturity, really being able to make those decisions. A lot of people ask, how can you, like, we deal with hundreds of people, right? Hundreds of people a month, and different types of personalities, different types of decision making. And it's all about being able to make those decisions around what other people, like, okay, I understand they're making this decision because this is what they were taught in life, or this is where they're at in life, and being able to understand that and have some understanding. So maturity in their decision making, but also, again, going back to that ownership, taking what they're doing serious, okay? Because a lot of youth say, I don't know what I want to do in life. I don't know if this is what I want to do forever. You're right. It may not be what you're going to be doing forever, but it is a start, right? And it's where you're starting out right now. And from where you're starting out, all the lessons that you're going to learn right now, just from the first start, the second step, the third step, you are going to be taking in so much information, but also so much learning lessons. So lean into the learning is definitely what we're teaching them as well. It's okay to fail. Number one, it is okay to fail. How many of you guys have failed flat on your face so many times? Oh my gosh. I can tell you this, not specifically on failure, but I've failed a lot, definitely, in my life. Failed a lot where I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to come back from this, But we find a way. As entrepreneurs, it's all about pivoting and making those decisions, right? But I remember walking in these like 6-inch high heels, right? I'm walking in the street, and the gravel's kind of rocky. And I literally fell, but I did like a tuck and roll and then jump right back up. And I was like, ta-da! I meant to do that, But that's what life's all about. Life is gonna kick you down and make you fall flat on your face. You have the choice to either stay on the floor or roll with it, And when you're rolling with it, you're gonna be able to learn from what you're doing. So.
And you got to understand that you're capable.
Yes.
Don't let that imposter syndrome get to you. Feel like you're shrinking, that it's not possible. Anything you put your mind to is possible. You just got to find the right guidance, the right support, the right mentors. Don't give up. That's the most important thing. And just learn from the experience and move forward and move past it. And just remember, I can't say it enough, you're capable of whatever you want to do and you put your mind to.
Absolutely. And then also to piggyback on that, I mean, when Faten and I decided to jump into this and really give back and start creating that legacy and give into philanthropy, we also thought about, again, the impact, but we thought about, are we going to be people that are just inspiring, or are we going to be hands-on and help these individuals, help these youth actually create take their ideas from creation and actually move them into monetization. And so that was like a really big decision for us as well. We didn't want to be hyping. We wanted to teach creativity. We wanted to extract that creativity out of them, organize it, and sustain it and help them grow it. So that was the biggest premise of of when we first started the Y.E.S nonprofit.
Yeah, and before that, we had been talking to teens,
yeah,
to young people, getting feedback from them. There are a lot of young people as young as 10, 11 years old that do have an idea, a very valid idea, product, service, whatever it is. They just don't know what to do with it. And they speak negatively to themselves, thinking that they're not capable. So it goes back to knowing that they are capable, that they have the right support, and that, there's a way to the next level.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you guys talked about like the mentorship and the vision that you guys had for it. Not only that, the vision, the values that you guys were trying to build, and the things you were trying to build together. What is one system or framework you use to evaluate opportunities or partnerships?
I'll start that
Yeah.
one. Okay. Alignment. I need to be aligned with that client or whatever it is, because if you're not aligned with that person, it's not going to work. It may work, but it's going to be a bumpy ride. No matter how much money you're going to make from it, if you're not aligned with the values and the mission of that person, it won't work. That's me the biggest part of it, because I've had experiences in the past, and now I set high standards in a sense that you have to be aligned. You have to know their why. Once you know their why, if you connect with that why, then you know that this is going to work. That's how I see it.
Absolutely, and just like what she said, alignment, impact, integrity, infrastructure. For me, that's the system that I feel like we both align with in building what we do. And I'll give you an example. Even for our for-profit business, Entrepreneurial Empire, we will actually turn clients away if they are not aligned with the integrity, they're not aligned with impact and infrastructure. So if they are not aligned with what we believe in and how we can help them, then we won't even work with them. So we've turned down, anywhere from $30,000, $50,000, $60,000 in a client because it just didn't align with our integrity, it didn't align with our infrastructure or the impact that we can make with them. So I think those three things for me are like the infrastructure of what we build off of.